Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is really well. So the first time I had cancer, the only thing I documented was everything was in my mind, and I remember writing the book, or my book called Courage to Conquer. I remember writing it and having to go back and reference things, and I had such chemo brain that I literally lost most of the information. So this time around, seeing as that, I am not in remission anymore and I have cancer again, I'm going to do recordings and I'm going to tell you exactly the process that I've gone through and hope that maybe it can help someone or, just give you more of an idea of what to expect. And while I do this, it is going to be by my amazing Nokia camera phone. There we go, that's a little bit better. So I'm going to speak to you through my burglar bars because here in South Africa, everything is locked up behind burglar bars, as we know. Okay, this is not going to work. Give me a second, guys. When all else fails, pull closer the cat box. And then we have that. So yes, cool. So last year the story goes like in October, end of October, I found that there was a little lump right on the scar that I had from my first sentinel and second sentinel biopsy. There we go. That's our friend Donald Trump right there. You guys can see it. It's quite large. It's about 2 centimeters by 3. Anyway, so I went to get a mammogram done. I had some bloods done. I did a couple of things. I also went to my gynecologist, and everything really seemed fine. The breast specialist that I went to at that stage, because it was over December, when I went, said to me that he's really not concerned and that it's probably just a reactive node or that it could be scar tissue forming from that scar. So I kind of naively, I mean, I think when you're used to getting or when you've had bad news in the past, you want to think that it's the lesser of the evils. And they said no, when they gave me those results, and they said, well, the only way they really would know is if I go for a biopsy. And I lost my medical aid, and I've been unable to go back onto it, for a while now. It's about 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. So I was like, well, I don't have 15,000 rand to go for a biopsy, so I'll go to our amazing government hospitals called Helen Joseph, which I really think was going to be an amazing experience. Well, not an amazing experience, but I didn't think it would be such a mission. So I went there. The queues were hectic. I mean, you would sit there for days, and I really couldn't, trying to run a business, trying to just have a normal existence, and stupid again, very, very stupid. I couldn't see myself sitting in those queues every Sunday. I went a lot. I went a couple of times, I would say, and they only see you once a week. You have to go on Tuesday to open a file if you're a new patient, and then if you're not a new patient, you have to then go the next day to actually see a doctor. Okay, but then again, you join a queue of probably 100 or more women in the morning, and you just sit and you wait and you hope that you'll be able to see a doctor. So eventually, beginning of May, I ended up in the queue. It wasn't so long. I sat there for about 2 hours before I actually got to the front to open a case or a file. And but it took me the whole day, the whole process, because you go from one point to another, and then you have to go back to actually see the doctor. So you don't see the doctor on that day. You see no one. Okay, so I went back again on the 10th of May. That's when I went back on the 10th of May. And that's when we did a biopsy, because I've already now had a mammogram. We did a biopsy, and the guy that was doing it, I suspected he was still a student, but he was very nice and he was really trying to do his best. However, he was not equipped. He did the biopsy single-handedly, in which he dropped the needle inside me twice, and I had to hold the needle eventually so that he can actually try and take pictures of what he's doing inside. He did 4 biopsies that day, and what I suspected obviously was, on Friday I said to my doctor, the first one they did, he got nothing because he missed, which she confirmed and said yes, he actually did miss. But instead of coming back to me on the 15th of May or whatever, after the biopsy was null and void, they kept me waiting for 2 months, telling me that it's still on the doctor's table. So for 2 months, since 10th of May until, when I went again for the next biopsy, I was just being told they don't know where it is. They don't know where it's gone. It's not on the doctor. Then it's at the doctor's. Then it's this. Then it's that. So anyway, eventually I just decided I'm going to go for a rebiopsy. I phoned the clinic at Helen Joseph and I said, listen, you guys we need to do something. I'm really concerned. This thing is getting bigger by the day. It's quite painful at times. It kind of feels like it's stuck on a muscle, so that every time I move, it expands, and then when it goes back, it's really painful. So the woman agreed and said, you know what, she actually said to me, what do you mean it's growing? And I said to her, it's growing. It's physically, it's gone from a little 10-cent coin size, if not smaller, to this size in like 6 months time, or not even 6 months, but 2 months time, it's gone from half that size. So she said, please come next Tuesday. So I went through, and actually a doctor did the biopsy. She did 3 samples and was sent away. And then last week I phoned for my results. It was 4 weeks later, and they said it wasn't there. So, but also before that, a week before, my doctor actually phoned me and said, you need to come and see me about your results, because we've got to talk about it. And I said to her, but I've just rebiopsied. And she was very insistent that I needed to come and see her. But when I told her that I've done a rebiopsy, she said, okay, we'll come when you get the results for the next one. So that was last week Friday. Long story short, here I go, off to the doctor, and as I walked in, she sat me down and she said, we've got the results from your last biopsy, and I'm really sorry to tell you, but you're sick. It's there. Cancer's back. And I just... What do you do? I mean, they removed both my breasts. So when they did the double mastectomy in 2013, they said to me it was clean. There was nothing left. But now, obviously, it's not in the breast cavity anymore. It is in this area, at the lymph. There it is. Hello, Donald. Oh my gosh. Such a... Okay, I should not poke it. But anyway. So... I cried and I was like, I'm very scared. Now I'm afraid. I mean, what do I do now? I said, I don't know what to do. So she was just very sorry and so sincerely, like she was like, she was dreading to see me because she didn't know how to break it to me gently, or So we did a scan. She did a checkup on me, and then she said, I need to send you for an emergency chest cavity and abdomen scan, sonar, whatever. So, and then I would have given her the results today, which she would have taken to the doctors tomorrow, to the board, or to the meeting where all the specialists come together and they discuss their patients. And also because my oncologist and Dr. Ben, who treated me the previous time, would have been there, and they would have made a conglomerate decision on what my future in treatment is going to be. Because she also said that this will be a surgery, that they will have to remove this mass, whether it's mass then treatment or treatment then mass, either way, both are going to happen, and it has to happen. So, okay, so but now I went in this morning, and So we did the chest first, which is fine. They put you in front of a screen. The lady was really lovely who helped me. And they take a photo of your lungs, basically, from the front and from the side. And that was cool. And then I went in for the sonar, or the, it's a different word. It's like a scan, but it's not a scan. They check at they look at your whole abdomen area. So your ovaries, your uterus, your liver, your stomach, your esophageal here, at your diaphragm. They checked the whole screw. They even went over my ribs on the side. It was all gooey and sticky, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do. And so the nurse that was doing this with me was actually so sweet, and we had a very in-depth discussion about, she's in medical, she's in health, and she said to me that she firmly believes that our food are actually treated, in a way that it does make us sick. She also agreed with my and many others conspiracy theory that cancer is a man-made thing. It is someone sitting somewhere and saying, we need to make money off the things that we make, so we will make them sick so that they come back to us and get the treatment from us. So it's a money-making industry. And we had a very, very, very long in-depth discussion about this. And it was nice to hear from a professional on the other side of the fence saying that is what she suspects. She doesn't know me from a bar of soap. She doesn't have any need to agree with what I say. And normally someone in her field or someone on the other side of the fence would completely shoot me down for having this hocus pocus theory of what is actually happening to us on this planet. So that's been done, guys. I'm like, I've been waking up on Friday night. I went out for dinner with my best friend and with Leon, and I was fine. I was a little bit cryy, but more like I don't really know what I should be doing. Should I pee myself, or should I cry? Should I laugh? Should I play the almighty strong I can do it Chantal, which I still believe I am? But I must say, guys, the second time around, that shock of hearing that, hey, guess what? We didn't get it all, and you're not healthy, and we don't actually know what this is type of, scenario really puts a damper on your whole I can do anything mood. But anyway, so I've done the 2 tests that were, I think, scaring me the most today. And that is to see if there were any growths on my lungs or on my liver or my uterus or anything. But everything, according to the note, it's not here, says that it's fine. They look good. However, so what I suspect now, the next test is that we need to test for a lymphoma, because the cancer cells are somewhere. Oh, it hurts, eh? The cancer cells are somewhere. Where are they? Where are they? So when we know where they are, we can know how we're going to kill them. So now we need to do that. And if it's not lymphoma, if it's just this area, I want to know, what do we stick on it and blast it with, get rid of it altogether? Or do we just keep going through the motions of every 5-6 years get back to having cancer and and keep going through these things? Because I don't want to. This must be the last time. God willingly, of course, guys. I mean, I cannot tell you that I could have done this by myself today. As a person, I was alone there, but as a spiritual being, God was there. He was like, every single time I would feel like I'm losing it, I would just close my eyes and I would just pray and say, please hold me. I'm afraid. Just save me. And He's here. He's with me all the time. I know this. But I think we forget it, especially when we're so overwhelmed and we're so used to depending on the planet and the people around us, as opposed to depending on the entity and the gracious Lord that created it. So that's that, right? So can I get a hallelujah? My doctor being off today would mean that she will go to the rooms tomorrow and receive my results, go through them, go to the meeting, and then I'm going to go see her again on Thursday. And then we will know when the chemo will start or what the treatment will be going forward. I suspect I'm going to probably start my chemo before September, which means I suspect that, possibly absolutely correct, is that I am going to be bald again by September or October. And I'm looking at my hair and I'm like, it's not a big deal, but it's, you know, it took a long time to get from where I was to here. And yes, I've cut it sometimes, twice I think, since I've had it back. But this was like the first time since I had chemo. No, I'm joking. My hair was longer than this. But yes, so this is going to go bye-bye again for a while. And all in good faith. All in, with everything that I'm doing is like absolutely faith-driven. I mean, I'm completely so soberly aware and consciously aware that I cannot do this without God, without His glory, without His grace and His graciousness, and His undying love. I know this. He's been so good to us. A month ago, we were on, more than a month ago, let's say 2 months ago, we were almost on the streets. It was a Friday, and we were unable to pay our rent that month or our water and electricity, and something happened. That Sunday we went to church, and we've been working our way back to God ever since. But it's as we worked our way back to Him, He's changing us little by little, better for better, to be more like Him, but He's changing everything around us. So I'm extremely grateful for finding my way back. And I've got so much work to do with Him, and but I want to do it for Him. So that's very important. And I mean, since we've made our way back, like He's made sure that we're okay. He's blessed us in beautiful little things, but He's also, this was like a pinnacle point for us where He said, you're not listening to me. You can't do life without me. It's time that you need to stop, come home, and let's do it together. And that's essentially what we're doing now. We're doing it with God. We're doing everything with God. And it's quite an amazing feeling. It's amazing. I'm not saying that I'm not afraid. I think I will always be afraid in some shape or form. And I mean, there's no guarantees with anything, and with everything that He does, it's a reason. So it might not work out the way I want it to work out, but it's the way He wants it to work out, because there's a reason for it. And I need to be okay with that. I need to be more than okay. I need to embrace it and welcome it and really just say, you know, yeah, here I am. There's a little verse in the song we sang yesterday in church, and it goes, if more of you means less of me, take all of it. You know, take everything. And it's just exactly how I feel. It's like, if my life, the sacrifice, well, not sacrifice, but if me not making it through this time is for Him, it's so that He can have me or have my soul and my spirit, then that's okay. Take it then. Then I'm okay. You know? Thank God. Thank God. Winnie. So, with that being said, again, I said the other day, guys, I'm working still. I'm still doing business. I'm still trying to hustle. However, there will be coming a time where I'm going to just last time when I was sick, I didn't take the time to take care of myself. I didn't. I worked for a very big hotel. I ran the property almost 7 days a week, all the time. And then when I had off, I would take the 3 days that I had for the month, I would take off. And then when I go back to work, I would sleep on the toilet floor just to recover, just to be able to do my job. And I didn't actually recover. I didn't take the time to stop, and first of all, spend time with God, spend time with myself, take care of myself, you know, my skin, your nails, all these types of things, your spirit, your heart. You're sad, be sad. You're happy, be happy. Explore, live. You know, it's not about just survival, because the job will always be there, whether it's for you or for someone else. It is always going to be there, but you're not going to. So this time around, I really, I'm going to try and spend my post-treatment days at home, relaxing, just recovering really. And I'd love to be able to still continue doing the job that I'm doing, but also I know that I won't be operational at full capacity due to the drugs. So if anyone needs someone to do some admin for them, or reply to emails, or register a business, or get the company registrations through, anything really, like, except for hectic physical stuff, please let me know. I mean, let me help you, and then that way you can help me as well, and I can still be financially independent to an extent that is just okay, you know. So I really appreciate that, guy. And then for the rest of it, so then I'm going to jump back on the wagon of Courage to Conquer and back to Survivor gear, pedal for pink, you know, on the cause, always working for a cause. Thank you so much for everyone that sent me a message, or, you know, reached out and just said that we're, you know, thinking of you, and I really appreciate that. And there's not much more you can do than that. So, but it means a lot. It's like just knowing that someone feels and that they care enough to say, it's okay, and I'm thinking of you, and I'm sorry, you know. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And then, as I said, I'm going to take you guys through my whole journey. I'm going to do little videos every day for the next probably 5 years. I'm not really sure, but I hope that if you're watching this and you somewhere stumble across this path, or you know someone who has, or you're not sure, please, you know, so you can subscribe, or you can friend request me. I don't know, you can follow me. I don't know. But yeah, I'm positive for a positive journey, and I hope that this one will be as educational and spiritually uplifting and as the one was before, because the first time I had cancer, I grew exponentially in heaps and mounds. There was like, you couldn't tell the first person from the second person who came out. And I hope that this time around it will not only just strengthen me, but strengthen my belief and my love with God, and my relationship with God and the world and people around me, because God is love and love is everything. So, you know, it's all about that. So yes, guys, and if you want a copy of my current book, just drop me an email. I'm happy to send it to you via PDF. It's not great. Well, when I say it's not great, it's not, in my eyes, it's not perfect. So, and it's still going to be a work in progress. And but you're welcome to share it with someone who might be going through a difficult time. And thank you so much for listening, and for your kind messages and your kind thoughts. And yes, see you guys at the next video. Take care. Have a good one. I'm going to set off now. Bye. Ooh, that only go off. Oh my goodness. You're stuck with me. Oh no.